Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Dream Drop Long Distance.
Episode dose. What is up, everybody? Episode 2. Woo!
Yeah.
All right. We're moving along. Probably could have recorded it earlier if I'd have actually been able to beat the boss within, like, more than 25 tries.
Oh, is that work that you said that you were doing a little bit ago?
Yeah. Dude.
Of course. I should have known.
My God. To those who listen to this, and hopefully, eventually, it's more than just a couple and our girlfriends, and wives. Sorry, that's
Wait, you got work to do to get there.
I know. God bless her soul. But we had just finished Destiny Islands, and what is it? We had just finished that, and we got to Traverse Town. I guess it's probably first time you see like Sora, Donald, and Goofy all in the same place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I laughed at. I forgot how silly it was when it's like you go through a door and they're like, "Oh, I can't find the Keyblade wielder." It's like, Goofy, God damn it, just look down.
I know, you go out one door and they go out another, and it's like, how many doors do I have? And you have to go through all of the doors too and trigger all of the scenes.
Yep.
That was frustrating. Like, if you don't do all the correct doors, if you don't go inside the Dalmatian house, you're just doomed. You're not going to progress.
Oh, yeah, that was so annoying. And they don't really give you any like signifier on like where to go first. It's just go through all the doors. You better start exploring. And it's like, guys, I have things I could be doing. Also, definitely took me a lot longer than it should have because I forgot about the leveling system in this game. And I was like, why are these like low tier Heartless giving me so many issues? And completely forgot that Sora at like level 4 is very squishy, and even like the low tier Heartless are taking a full 2 volleys worth of attacks per.
Yep.
And the moment I died so many times. I was like, how do you do that? And that's when I texted you and I was like, yo, what level are you at?
I was level 6 before I left the Destiny Islands.
Oh, I would think I was maybe 3. I was maybe level 3.
Oh, man.
I guess I didn't. I was in it more for the coconut hunting.
No experience for coconuts.
No experience for the coconuts. And Kyrie just did not help my situation whatsoever. But yeah, man, that one was fun. You know, the little exploration, and anytime you get to see Leon and Tifa and Yuffie and all them, it's like, all right, cool. I didn't even try to fight. I mean, I tried to fight him once. He pulled out that gun blade. I was like, well, we're done with this. This is not going to go over well.
You didn't beat him?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you were level 3. Yeah, no, of course not. Or level 4. You didn't beat him, of course not.
God, no, I did not beat him. He absolutely wrecked my shop.
It was a good fight. It was a good fight. He cheeses a lot, though. Like, the way that, like, you try and swing at him. Oh, I'm just going to backstep. So you have to, like, chase him into a corner almost just to get him to not have anywhere to backstep. And it's a pain.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, like I don't need to beat you to progress. I'll just grind out some levels in a minute, which did for quite a while. And I'm glad that I called you and was like, hey, why is Goofy like 5 levels higher than everybody else? And also, dear God, it is taking so long to level up. And you're like, well, how did you start? Which I found it I did not remember that mechanic at all.
Yeah, the questions in the Destiny Islands, like, or not even before really the Destiny Islands, where your 3 friends ask you questions about what's important in life, it changes how much experience it takes to level up. Which I didn't even know that the first 2 times that I played through until I actually bothered to read the first like 20 pages of a strategy guide as a kid.
It doesn't still, I guess it doesn't quite add up to me, how that correlates. And I'm just kind of like, all right, I mean, whatever. It seems kind of silly to me.
I mean, they kind of make some sense of it. It's like when it leaves at dawn, it's like so long as the sun is shining, your journey will be pleasant or something like that. Where yours is that your journey starts in darkness, but there's a great morning waiting for you, some nonsense like that.
Whatever the writing was on that one, it was kind of goofy. But what'd you think of the first boss?
The guard armor?
Yeah, the guard armor.
I like that fight. It doesn't hold up as much as I remember it holding up. Like that when I was a kid, that was the coolest thing ever. There's a boss that's made up of smaller components. Oh, man, that blew my mind in 2002. But 2022, it's just like, yeah, okay, I remember this. All right, fun.
Yeah. But so far, like, I mean, just enjoyed the bosses and how they're allowed to have these like slight gimmicks you have to try to account for, like the guard armor. Obviously, like the claws, gauntlets are going to do way more damage, but they don't take quite as much to bring down. The boots, on the other hand, way more HP. Don't have to worry about them too much. So you kind of have to like gauge for yourself. Like I went for the hands because I knew I was like, every time that thing hit me, I was just like, God damn, this dude is hitting me like a truck. And I could always dodge the boots just fine. Once I took the gauntlets out, it was cake. And so that was kind of how I handled that situation. And then, of course, once the boots are gone, the body was nothing.
Yeah, no, because it's getting hit the whole time you're trying to fight everything else anyway.
Yeah, that was honestly, the gauntlets made it the most difficult because it had an AoE. It had the ability to separate and still attack you. And it was just, that thing was such a pain. But yeah, once those were done, it really wasn't that big of a deal.
It was a fun fight, though. What all did you do while you were in Traverse Town, though? Like, did you do some of the secret little things? Did you go find postcards?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I explored quite a bit. I got one postcard. I found one set of Dalmatians.
Oh, you found Dalmatians in Traverse Town? I did not find any in Traverse Town.
I'm almost positive I found one set in Traverse Town, and I found two sets in Alice in Wonderland, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. I found 5 postcards before I left Traverse Town.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, where?
One of them, I know I've gotten all the postcards before, so I must have gotten up here, but I don't remember being able to get onto that little balcony where Donald and Goofy first show up and then fall down before the boss fight. I forgot that you could get up there, and that there's a postcard up there.
Oh, I don't think I ever went up there.
Yeah, you have to there's a rooftop that you can jump to from the top of the Gizmo shop.
Oh, cool. Okay. I've been trying to get to the top of that. I know it has something to do with those boxes, and I haven't figured it out yet. And eventually, the synthesizing shop will open up.
I think you need a Trinity for that? I don't even remember anymore, to be honest.
Something like that. Who knows? But yeah, I'm trying to think what else I did. I mean, it was kind of all the core stuff, talk to people. Sid has always been one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters, and I love that he runs the shop. Like that first interaction, like, you're just a kid. And it's like, well, you're old. It's like, yeah, well, what do you want to buy? But how about you? What were like some of your Traverse Town, like first intro, like that you maybe didn't remember or that you did remember and you were like, oh, that's really fresh. Like I really missed that.
For one, in my memory, I remember Traverse Town as being this place that like people who get scattered from their world just show up there. Mm-hmm. And I didn't kind of get that vibe because instead when talking to that lady out by the restaurant, she's, oh man, she's like, everybody's got a tough past. We don't talk about it here. Where it kind of sounds more like she chose to be here, or unless it's one of those things where it's like you don't talk to people about the world that they lost. I don't know.
I mean, I read it as like Traverse Town is a refugee city, for creature or beings that were their world. I mean, they did that with the Dalmatians, where they were like, they came from blah, blah, blah when the world was destroyed. And now their puppies are gone, or how, I guess, I don't know. I was surprised, like, they didn't animate them at all. They just are like static. And even when you talk to them, they don't move at all. So that made me, I kind of laughed at that. I was like, damn, they didn't even try with these guys.
That was the other thing. Did you see that? Did you talk to Leon after you were allowed to leave the planet?
I did.
And you see that he gives you the sob story about Pongo and Perdita. And then you can meet him again over by their house. And it's like, this is where the Dalmatians live. Find them, Sora. So just like, God, I don't remember being that heavy-handed when I was playing through it.
Leon's a dog guy. Who knows?
Yeah, this is a cat with a big heart for dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was a fun world. It was short. It was really short.
Yeah, the original plan was for us to just talk about Traverse Town because we remember it being so big, but I think it's because you have to go back there so many times that we remember it so distinctly.
Yep. It's like, it's a core thing, but it's only because things open up as you're progressing through the game that you keep going back to it for stuff. So yeah, I agree. I think that was maybe more how we constructed it in our heads. Yeah. But that does allow us to get into talking about the other two worlds.
Actually, before that, How do we get to those two worlds, Mitchell?
Oh God, man, we hop aboard the gummy ship.
The gummies.
Oh, the gummies. God, I forgot how much I hated the gummy ship.
Right. Oh my God, it's so bad and so awkward. I mean, it's the worst instance they've had of it.
I will say right now, the aiming is terrible. I cannot stress, if Square Enix ever hears this, why did you make it to where you physically cannot travel between worlds without doing the gummy ship minigame?
Okay. You can.
How?
Later on. You unlock later on. You can later on. But every time that you go to a world for the first time, you have to actually fly there from the nearest world.
Oh, well, how are you? Because just to let you know, because I went to Alice in Wonderland first. And there's a couple of stuff where you need like certain items to interact with things and the flowers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I would run out of items. And so I was like, well, there's nowhere else to buy items except Traverse Town currently.
So
every time I would have to fly. But yeah. So is there a way to skip the flight? Because that would be amazing.
Later in the game, you unlock warp drive.
Oh, okay. I thought there was something like that. I just could not remember.
Did you do any of the gummy ship missions that you can do from when you're making your back and forth treks?
No, I didn't.
They're not worth it.
I didn't do any of that. And then, man, I tried to do the crafting stuff for the gummy ships, and
oh yeah, the garage, yeah.
It's just not intuitive. Even no. God, dude, it is so bad. And I remembered when I was a kid, I think I tried it for 10 minutes and I was just like, this is not fun. I don't understand what I'm doing. And even now, it's I understand it, but the crafting aspect of it is just god awful.
Yeah, okay, it's oops, I made a mistake, or oh, okay, I think I'm done editing for right now. Let me just hit circle to go back, and then circle just removes whatever you're hovering over. I'm no, that's not what I wanted.
No, for sure. It's what is the mechanic here? Because it's sometimes I'll forget what I press the wrong button, and it's oh well, or I'm shit, am I supposed to press circle or X? There's no nothing says what button it is, and it completely ruins it. It's frustrating to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I piddled with mine just enough to throw 2 more guns on there and that big radar thing that you find. But that's, I don't know if I'm going to mess with it anymore after that. Just hope that I can blast through with just that.
I think eventually I'll try to, I don't know, maybe put a little armor or one of the armor mods, or even throw a slightly bigger gun on the bottom of it. But other than that, I just don't think it's worth putting in the effort. And so far there hasn't been anything I haven't been able to shoot from a distance long enough to blow up. So I'm just kind of whatever.
And the missions that you can do are not worth it. I did one and it got me a wheel, and I did another one and it got me another wheel, and I unlocked 2 fangs for my ship. What am I going to do with fangs and wheels?
Where did you get those? Because the only things I have unlocked so far are armor, power,
the missions.
That tracks.
Yeah, and it's all junk. It's not worth doing. So
I didn't figure. Well, outside of our amazing journeys on the gummy ship,
after all that, we get into the wild adventure that is Wonderland.
Yeah, Wonderland. The based on obviously the story and the animated movie Alice in Wonderland, where our heroes find themselves chasing a rabbit into a random room that is completely kind of wacky colored, and there's he's more of a sleepy doorknob that gets a little pissy with you when you try to wake him up. And
that's one way to put it.
It's okay, cool. And they bring in some of the the silliness of the shrinking, growing mechanics, and
I liked all of that. It was fun, little delightful bits. It holds up. or at least those aspects of it. The confusion is almost, once you realize that it's on purpose, the confusion is kind of fun. And you're like, oh man, where's this crazy door lead? Oh, this door leads here, but that's the same place as this other thing. I think it works.
Yeah, no. I mean, I this is actually like, it's a very simple map, but I like it because it's also not simple.
Yeah,
in its design, it is 4 rooms, maybe 5. You get to this first room, walk in, and you're staring at Alice on trial with the Queen of Hearts and the White Rabbit and all of her guards. And if you know anything about the story of Alice in Wonderland, the Queen of Hearts is an absolute sociopath and
nutter,
just
proper nut,
proper nut, who basically claims Alice is guilty. And then Alice is like, on what charges? She's like, because I said so.
Yeah. You don't have any proof. And it's like, no, she didn't do that. It was the Heartless. The Heartless, you know. Apparently. For some reason, I don't understand. You're not supposed to talk about them? Yeah, I don't understand not talking about the Heartless. I understand, not talking about there being other worlds, but you don't think that these 3 clowns that show up out of nowhere in this world that has 5 rooms, you don't think these 3 clowns showing up out of nowhere is already a pretty good sign that there's other worlds?
Yeah, that's one thing. It like Donald's like, we can't talk about them, and it's like, why not? Like, everybody who hasn't known about him's world has been like pretty much blown up. It's like, you might as well start giving people a fighting chance.
Well, it's not like they really can fight the Heartless. After all, Sora with his little wooden sword can't beat him, but with the Keyblade, he is unstoppable.
Which later on, though, it's funny because in different, in other games, you'll get summons or you fight alongside Cloud and all these other people who obviously don't have Keyblade, who are able to kill him. So, I mean, I don't know if they, I don't know what the criteria is for a weapon on how to hurt them, but.
I mean, Donald and Goofy can attack him just fine. All Goofy's got the shield, and he can attack just fine.
Yeah, I mean, at least Donald has magic, so that, I guess, tracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Goofy just runs into him enough. Dude, I'll say this. Goofy, by far, top tier on my team. Like, he has been taking some licks, and, I mean, not that, I think Donald does progressively get better. Early stage Donald, pretty whack.
Yeah,
pretty quack. I don't know. One of the
he keeps getting killed. He just dies. Every minute I look away from him, he's just dead. Like, no.
I like give him potions and give him healing items and all this other shit, and it's just like he's dead again. And then I go and check his inventory, and it's completely empty. And I'm like, Donald, first of all, when did you use these? And second of all, resource management, dog. You are terrible at this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give him ethers, because every time I look at him, he's out of magic. He's out of MP. And I'm just like, Donald, dude, what is going on?
Burns through it
So fast.
You can tweak that in the settings if you want. Like, you can give them different AI settings, but like,
I mean, you can tweak the settings, but you can't tweak what magical ability. Like I don't know why. For some reason, my Donald loves to use Thunder. And Thunder takes quite a bit of magic power every time they use it.
Thunder's a good spell, though. It's really strong.
It's a great spell. But he has a terrible habit. I've clocked it a couple times where I have him. What is it? I gave him Berserk as an ability, so that his attack power goes up when his health is low. Mm-hmm. And I'll watch that right before his health depletes completely, he'll cast Thunder, and then it completely drains his magic. And then he's just like, welp, I guess I'm going to die now. And then he gets whacked by like some low tier Heartless that does nothing other than bounce around. And I'm like, Donald, God damn it. It's like, you should have just stayed at the castle. Send Minnie out here. Like, come on.
Oh, now that would be hype.
I'd take Minnie. I bet she slings a Keyblade.
Man, I don't know why. I just pictured Minnie versus Princess Peach in a fight.
That'd be cool.
Hey.
Huh. Anyway, another episode.
You know what I'll say? I really don't think that some aspects of Wonderland's held up very well. Like the room with the Queen's Castle is just like this weird box with an extremely low ceiling that you can literally just jump into or hit the ceiling of, and it's odd.
Yeah, that one was kind of... I mean, first of all, I like everything in this game. It's low res, which we know it. But even like the forest level is so underdeveloped.
Yeah.
Like I noticed, I was like, what is this blue circle on the ground? I'm like, oh, that's water.
Okay, that's on purpose. That's supposed to be flat. It's supposed to be flat. Like the stuff in the Bazaar room, that's supposed to be flat.
I guess, but why are the lily pads flat?
I don't know.
Yeah, see? It's like some parts, some parts, they got lazy. Okay, so in terms of obviously, you go and you find all the evidence that the Heartless were there, and the Queen is just like, well, I'm only going to pick one of these, so you better pick correctly. And then you want to smack her with your Keyblade. You don't, you get a chance. You get a chance in a minute, but, so for anybody, for everybody listening, so the Queen of Hearts sends you on this fetch quest to be like, hey, go look around in the next room and find me evidence that Alice didn't do this. And you wind up finding like claw marks, foot marks,
antenna, stench. Yep.
Yeah, all kinds of crap to basically prove that it was the Heartless and not Alice who attacked their castle. And you bring it to her, and what does she do, Kyle?
She adds a piece of her own. Okay. I found all 4 pieces, and she added the one of her own, which gave me a 1 in 5 shot. How about you? Did you have the 1 in 5 shot?
I did. I had I had a 1 in... Well, it was a 1 in 5 shot of picking hers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The 1 in 5 shot of picking hers.
Yeah, same thing.
I got her box. So for that card in the tower fight, it was just me. Donald and Goofy were locked up. I've never had that happen to me. I've never been that unlucky. But it's just like, you just open the box and out pops Donald and Goofy, and you're like, what the hell? What kind of evidence is this? And it's like, seize them.
That's so awesome. Useless. I had thought about saving and just like going through it to see what happened. I got like one of the night-looking Heartless, the little one with like the nightcap.
Sure.
And so I was like, okay. I mean, obviously, it's like 80% chance of getting this. If not, it'll be funny. If so, cool. That's really that's awesome. I didn't even think to ask if you had actually got it.
Yeah, it was so. I mean, the fight wasn't hard, but God, it was so aggravating not having Donald and Goofy there.
Yeah, especially like I was slightly underleveled. And so...
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, the card guards weren't hard, but you're not actually being able to kill them.
They keep coming back.
Yeah, it's like, God, it's like, dude, like, just stay down.
I mean, to be fair, you're not supposed to kill Disney characters, so...
Well, then, why did you give me a sword, Kyle?
Make a good point. All right.
Yeah, see? Uh-huh. But I was... and it took me a minute to realize, I'm like, oh, wait, what's the gimmick here? And I was like, oh, I have to attack the little center wheel thing. And then I broke all the wheels. And I was like, okay.
Now what?
And it kept happening. And I was like, what is going on? And after about, another minute of fighting, I was like, oh, maybe now I get to, or I have to take out the queen or whatever. Still nothing. And I was like, oh, you have to destroy the tower for some reason? Okay. Didn't really make a lot of sense.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just need to get over the idea of that things in this game have to make sense in terms of like how they currently run.
Yeah,
and put my mind back in like 2002,
where they're just like, you'll figure it out. You're a kid. You're just gonna play it and it'll work itself out.
Yeah, of course. And then I forget what happens. Is it that drops and she's not there?
Yeah, Alice has been kidnapped, presumably by Maleficent.
Ooh, it was cool. Oh, damn! We forgot to talk about the court of villains.
Yeah, the little cabal. The court is a good word for it too. Yeah, the little just. I have a strong memory of all of the villains in this game and the worlds that they represent. When you watching that, having not played this game in 20 years. Any of that ringing a bell? Are you able to like pick out the Disney voices?
Oh, I mean, I was able to pick out, but I'm trying to remember because it was so fun. So my girlfriend Valerie, I'm just going to say her name so people like, they actually just say like instead of say like my girlfriend.
Yeah, the girlfriend, and she goes to school. She goes to a different school, right?
Yeah. But no, we actually watched. Like I told, like I was playing, she was watching a little bit while she was doing some shopping online, and I was like, "Ooh, watch this!" And I think we went through, and I remember it was Queen of Hearts.
No,
wasn't Queen of Hearts? Shit.
Queen of Hearts wasn't in there.
I remember Hook. I remember Jafar. I remember Ursula. I remember Oogie Boogie, which so excited he's in that. He's one of my favorite Disney villains. I remember, obviously Maleficent and Hades, right?
Hades, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Those are the ones that I remember anyway.
Yeah, I was like, damn it, who else am I missing? I don't know why, but Hook and Oogie Boogie always stood out to me.
They're all bilge rats by the look of them. I love the lilt in his voice when he says that. By the look of them.
I'm just like, we're here to have a good old time and steal the hearts. It's like, Oogie, dude.
You ain't so good looking yourself. I love that.
I just love how they give him like a down on the bayou accent. Cracks me up. God. Yeah, no, that Jack Skellington level is going to be sick. I'm so excited for that. God, man.
Still a ways away.
I know. Yeah. Ooh, one thing I forgot to mention that I really like is that at the beginning of the game, when the game is loading up, like just like going to the Kingdom Hearts screen, I forgot that Disney doesn't fully outright own the story of Tarzan.
Or Winnie the Pooh.
And they have the thing that says like, blah, 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 the story of Tarzan by Edgar Rice Burroughs, by the Edgar Rice Burroughs Family Foundation. And I was like, they had to give permission to make this level.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. I was like, that's awesome.
If I remember correctly, that's our next stop, but we have another stop before we get there.
I know. I haven't gone that far. These first two.
Yeah. So we, I think the last thing on Wonderland is the boss fight. I don't know if you want to call that the juggler or trickster.
Hold on. Cheshire Cat. Sure. What'd you think?
Annoying. I mean, yeah. I used to love Cheshire Cat. I think I like other representations than Disney's representation.
Yeah, this Chesh, he doesn't, I don't know. I feel like he either needs to be more on that mystique side or just comedy relief.
Yeah, where I understand that they can't do too much mystique because it's a children's game. We are adults playing a children's game, so I imagine as a kid, maybe 20 years ago, we would have looked at that and been like, "What the heck is he talking about?"
Yeah, of course, of course. But like whenever you're about to fight the boss, and he's just like, "Are you ready? Who cares if you're not? You better be." Blah blah blah. The darkness is coming. I'm like, what?
That was a good one. That was good. I like that. Yeah, did you find the secret items right before the fight?
Which ones?
So I didn't know about this in the 5 times that I've played through this game. I noticed this time though that when you turn when you're in the bazaar room, the upside down bazaar room, the Cheshire Cat asks you to light up the 2 lamps.
Yeah.
The first lamp that you light up, it zooms in on a potted plant inside of in the bazaar room.
I was wondering what
that goes from flat to 3D. And if you go and inspect it, it shoots out a whole bunch of health and a potion and I think like a lucid shard, which is just like, it's such a minor detail, but it's like, oh my God, I've never noticed that. I've played this game 5 times.
Weird. I saw him point at something and I completely ran it out of my brain the moment it happened. I know that's probably terrible. But no, I was a little more worried about the flower things. Like I gave one of them a potion and he gave me like a mega potion, which I was like,
those are good.
And I was like, okay, like full HP and MP for parties. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I love that, being able to just like, okay, Sora's down, may as well bring Donald back up while I'm at it.
Yeah. No, I mean, maybe. Dude, I find myself questioning bringing Donald back a lot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Mega Potion, by using the Mega Potion, you're healing Sora, and Donald just happens to get health too.
There are so many times that Donald will be down, and I won't even bring him back up until Goofy goes down too, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
I never bring them back up.
No, I let him do his thing. He can figure it out. I mean, after a while, he jumps back up anyway, so... But no, what did you think of the boss in Wonderland? At least the first one. I don't remember if we go back.
He kicked my ass. He kicked my ass the first time. Like, I was like, I went into the fight confident. I was like, yeah, man, I'm level 12. I could do this, or whatever. I don't know what level it was. I was like, I could do this. Mm-hmm. And he kicked my ass. So I was like, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I just made some mistakes. Let me do it again. Kick my ass again. So I was like, okay, hang on. Went through... looped through the Wonderlands like 3 times, got 2 more levels, and finally got the scan ability. And I was like, okay, I can take him now. I can know his health. I can take him now, knowing how much I'm dealing. I know when my blizzard's hitting and when it's not. I can do this now. It's a fun fight, but it's also hard in weird ways. Like the fire spell that he can do just because he happened to light his sticks up on the stove. That's doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good. Especially since he just kind of sits there the whole time and he just pew, 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 pew for a minute and then it wears out. But because he never moved, he's still right there next to the stove. So he just lights it again and starts firing again.
Oh, that's funny. Yours didn't move. My guy. So I actually first fight through got all the way to the flaming batons. Like I was like the only headache was, that he's tall. And I would have to, I'd have to jump on top of the table or on the chair and try to get him. Sometimes he'd miss, and I'd have to do it all over again.
That's what happens whenever I fight you.
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for the joke. I was waiting for it. I threw it up there, and I was like, if he doesn't dunk this, but I will say, Donald came in clutch for this fight.
Yeah,
because his thunder was what kept, like, Goofy and I would wail on him. And for some reason, when Donald used thunder, it always was like the linchpin on knocking him down.
Wow.
It was weird. I don't know what the AI was doing or how it was deciding when, but for some reason, anytime Goofy and I would wail on him for a while, Donald would be doing some stuff, and then thunder would happen. Drop. Yeah. I was actually pretty good. Shit. Yeah, no, he went over and lit the batons on fire, and it was a whole different fight. My guy actually wandered quite a lot around, and so he would knock my table flat.
Yeah, that's really frustrating. It's so hard to hit him.
That was very frustrating. Or I would have this thing where the chair would like basically unload, like not load up.
Oh.
And so I'd be looking around for it, and I'm like, where'd the chair go? And then I would run to the other side of the room and come back, and the chair was there.
Yeah, because he can flatten the chair too. He can flatten both pieces of furniture.
No, I'd see him flatten it, but there were just times where the chair would just not be there completely, just not exist, and it just wouldn't load. It just didn't load in the middle of the fight, and I'm like, what is happening? But I started to, because he would like rapid fire those fireballs at me, and I realized I was like, okay, cool, like I can hide behind the chair, and it would actually block the fireballs,
right? And
I remember I had barely a bar of health left, and Val's watching me, and I'm like, I'm almost got him. I can feel it. It's good. I'm hiding behind a chair. He's throwing fireballs, and I watch this fireball curve around the chair and hit me from behind, and I about threw the remote control across the room. I was like, that makes no sense. I mean, I get it. It's like, oh, it's magic. Like, fuck your magic. No. Like, that is such a cheese move by a boss that should not exist. Like, if all of my magic has to be direct line of sight to hit you, it should be the exact same.
I think that the fight was trying to teach you to use the dodge roll.
Even when I was using the dodge roll, it was still tracking me down.
Oh yeah, it tracks you down, but you have to like dodge roll at the last second. I'm having an easier time with this, I think, because I just came from Elden Ring. So I'm like, okay, roll.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like rolling away from everything.
That game is you don't stop moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I beat the guy after, I don't know, probably 8-9 attempts.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I felt like I did okay. Now, I did, after like the third or fourth one, I said, all right, I'm going to go level up a bit.
Yeah.
And I probably bumped up like 4 levels and then went back and just wrecked his shop. And so I was like, okay, that wasn't too bad. And then, afterwards you're like, all right, well, let's go. You find out Alice has been kidnapped and blah, 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 blah. And then at that point, it's just like, well, all right, I guess we're going to the next place.
Yeah, that one feels really underdeveloped, that ending there. It's just like, we can go to other worlds on our gummy ships. Like, yeah, thanks, Goofy. Okay, well, time to go then, I guess.
Appreciate ya, Goof.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, we why were we hanging around in the first place? If we could just leave at any time, why didn't we leave sooner?
Yeah, that didn't really make a lot of... That was kind of like, all right, sure, I guess, whatever.
I mean, it was an untrusted property at the time. I guess it makes sense that there were some aspects underdeveloped. So, Disney didn't believe in this game, otherwise Mickey Mouse would have been in it.
That's so crazy to me, because the amount of IP in it, like, they had to have given it some, been like, I mean, you're not just going to give, like, that's so many characters and voice actors, and to just be like, nah, we don't really.
Well, they didn't get as many voice actors as you think. Like, there were some of them, like the world that we're about to be talking about, Olympus.
Yeah.
The voice actor for Hercules is not the voice actor from the movie.
I believe that. Who was the voice actor in the movie?
Tate Donovan.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at his IMDb credits, and I just scroll, and I'd be like, wait a minute, I see Kingdom Hearts 2, I see every other Kingdom Hearts game that he's appeared in, and I do not see Kingdom Hearts 1. And I was thinking that because he sounds way off in Olympus. So I'm thinking they got people that they could reasonably get, but they didn't get everybody.
No, because I mean, like, Phil definitely isn't Danny DeVito.
No, it is not. Not even close. I don't even think they got Kingdom Hearts 2 I don't even think they got Danny DeVito for Kingdom Hearts 2.
No. And then I don't want to go too heavy into it, only because, we'll start talking about, like, the villain appearance and all that kind of stuff. I'd love to do that, like, in the actual order it happens.
Yeah. We'll get there.
But yeah. And so what would we hop in our gummy ship and
fly back to Traverse Town?
You fly back to Traverse Town, probably stock back up a little bit.
Yeah.
And you fly to, where do we go, Kyle?
Olympus Coliseum.
Which, I mean, arguably one of the funner levels in the game.
Despite being so simple. There's 3 rooms total. That's it.
I mean, it's 3 rooms, but they do such a good job introducing characters in it. And it's what everybody showed up to this game for. It was the fighting. Right.
And fighting and Final Fantasy crossovers and Disney crossovers. It's the big trio of everything people want out of Kingdom Hearts right here in 3 rooms.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, the Final Fantasy characters that they introduce are the best in this world. And no offense to Squall, Yuffie, Tifa, all these people, but there is nobody that is setting a standard more than the people that are on this map.
Both in this one and the second game. But we'll get to the second game later. But I love Auron. Sorry, I really do. I love Auron. But the main Final Fantasy character that they introduce on Olympus is Cloud.
I know.
Cloud.
God. So cool. Oh, so cool. And I always found it interesting that, if you didn't play Final Fantasy growing up, or even like have any idea what Final Fantasy is, you have no idea who this dude is.
Same. That was me.
Yeah. Or why he is so cool that he's like, oh, I'm about to fight Cloud. He is about to wreck me.
Yeah. What is with his outfit, by the way? Like, I haven't played Final Fantasy VII, or at least not into the late game, in a long while. What is with his outfit? Like, he's got these, like, metal claws. I don't...
Man, it has been... I only watched a friend of mine's sister play through it. because they played all the Final Fantasy games growing up.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. I think that was like his war armor or something. I don't remember. Because he actually, in the game, most of the game, people recognize him from, he wore like a blue shirt with like puffy pants kind of setup.
Yeah. Looking like a purple Goku or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And which I think they actually hammer on like his, like, I mean, he definitely is represented, at least outfit wise, a bit more familiarly on Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but he looks badass here.
Oh, yeah, he looks dope. But even before that, what is it? You walk in and you're looking around and you're like, oh, this is cool. It's like a big open air Coliseum entrance. You walk in and who's standing there, Kyle?
First character I remember meeting was Phil. Who are you thinking of?
Yeah. I don't know. That was it. What is it?
Phil.
Is it like Philatides? Is that what it is? I can't remember.
I haven't seen the movie in so long.
I know. Still one of my favorite Disney movies. Great movie. But yeah, it was Phil, who is the trainer for the demigod, strongest man alive, Hercules. Mm-hmm. And he is setting up for a tournament of warriors and champions and heroes. And you are like, oh, I want to sign up. And he's just like, I don't know. I don't think you got it.
Not gonna happen, kid. You could play the practice game all you want. That's all. Good luck.
Yeah. It's like cool, bro. And he's like, I got this. Well, I have the Keyblade. And he's just like, oh, cute. Yeah. No idea what that is.
You don't look like a hero. I love that Sora's like, we're true heroes, even though he's done nothing. Sora has done nothing up to this point.
Jack all. Like, honestly, if you had skipped the Wonderland level and gone to that one first, you have beaten that one. Well, I mean, I guess you beat that one, the guard armor.
But he wasn't in a danger to anybody but Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Yeah, so it's like, you're not...
And he didn't save anybody in Wonderland.
I know.
Alice got kidnapped. Sora's not a true hero. I'm sorry.
I know. So it's like, what do you... It's like, sorry, Sora, he kind of got you by the throat there, buddy. And yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I mean, I guess you're right. And then I forget, it's like, once you beat the training levels, I believe that's when Hades gets introduced.
Yeah, as soon as you step outside, and he's like, or as soon as Phil's like, yeah, you're not going to get in the games, and you step outside, that's when Hades shows up.
Well, no, I thought it was right before then, because he was talking to Cloud, and is like, he's like, yeah, blah, 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 and Cloud's like, well, he doesn't look that strong. He's like, he's a little stronger than you think he is. And he said, just be aware of that. And also, like, basically telling him, like, don't look at him like a weakling just because he's a kid.
That's when you actually get in the games that he goes through all that.
Is that what it is? Oh, man. Okay.
As soon as you step outside, Hades is just trying to get you into the games. Hades is the one who gives you an entry pass so you can go back to Phil, give him the pass, and get in, which is just like convoluted, but they're just trying to have cutscenes in the 3 maps that they have.
Of course. They're trying to keep it somewhat interesting. Okay. That's what it was. Hades comes in, gives you the pass to entry. Phil's like, how'd you get this? And I'm like, don't worry about it. And he's like, all right, won't worry about it. It's like, thanks, Phil. You're a beacon of everything.
My favorite thing about Phil is not Phil himself, but when he's like, I got 2 words for you, kid. Attack, or whatever. Like, anytime that he does that, Goofy's in the background counting how many words it is.
Like, but I got 2 words for you, kid. You're not real heroes. It's like,
Goofy's back there counting on his fingers. I love that so much. Makes me so happy.
It's like, it's a funny little addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes me laugh a lot too. Especially that it's Goofy doing it.
Yeah.
Goofy is not smart.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, damn, I ran out of fingers.
Oh, yeah, he would stop at 4. That's right.
Yeah. But no, and you get in and you fight through what I think it's 4 or 5 rounds of Heartless. And then that's when Hades is watching. I think Sora and them start talking to Phil. And Hades is like, or Cloud's like, yeah, he's okay. I'm not really worried about him. And Hades is like, you should probably be paying attention.
But also Cloud's like, I'm not going to kill this kid. That's not part of my contract.
Yeah. And then he walks off all slow and menacing as his cape billows in the non-existing wind. So I thought that was, and I just like how Cloud is just like, it's like, man, you don't own me. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I'll kill Hercules because that's what my contract says. That's all I'm gonna do.
Which makes you wonder, because if you need Cloud to kill Hercules, what could the end boss do to him? To that guy. Ooh. We'll get into that at some point
later on down the line.
Yeah.
I made mistakes when I did this. I forgot that there was a Cloud fight at the end of it, and I was still stocked up. Like, I was trying to solve the puzzle of the torches outside. But I forgot that you can't do that with just Blizzard. You need a stronger Blizzard. I didn't have
like
that.
Blizzaga or something.
Yeah, something dumb like that. I didn't have that, and I was like, I'm just going to use Blizzard and hit stuff, and so I quit a bunch of ethers to be ready to do that. So
and you forgot. Oh no,
you forgot to switch
change over.
Out.
Yeah, because he'll one shot you.
He didn't one shot me, but he definitely came close a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, I'm also curious. What is your item layout for the three guys?
Oh man, I think I have protect chains on. Or no, I have 2 protect chains on Donald. A protect chain on Goofy. I think I gave him Brave Warrior too to make him a little stronger, give him more health. And then Sora's got, I want to say Ifrit's Horn, maybe, and something else that I can't remember.
That's so funny, because you and I are basically running the exact same build. I'm pretty sure I gave... Donald has 2 protect chains, because otherwise he is...
dead in the water.
He's
dead.
He's a pillow. Goofy has Brave Warrior and a protect chain. And I think Sora, I gave his Ifrit's Horn and an Obsidian Ring.
That sounds right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That sounds spot on. Yeah. We're probably running the same.
That's hilarious.
Which Keyblade do you have equipped?
Shut up. We haven't gotten that far yet.
I can't believe how long they make us wait for that.
I know.
I'm thinking, like, because we're basically done at this point. Like, we're well, no, there's one more boss fight. There's one more boss fight in this world.
Is there?
After Cloud? Did you not go back? Did you not go back in? After Cloud?
I missed it. What is it?
Cerberus. You have to fight Cerberus.
Oh, damn it! I don't remember why I paused, and then I think I went to go do something in maybe Traverse Town.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. I still have to fight Cerberus. Wow, I flummoxed that one.
Yeah, that's why I said the 2 boss. Oh, okay. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think to specify that I meant Cerberus and not Cloud.
I screwed that one. I screwed the pooch on that one. Well, that'll be probably first up on the next episode. Is how long did it take Mitch to beat Cerberus?
Just keep running. Is all I'll say. Just keep running.
Oh,
get on his side. Don't stop running. And don't heal Donald and Goofy. They'll get back up on their own.
Yeah, it tracks, especially on Proud mode. God, no, it's kind of a free for all. At least until later levels when they can handle themselves. Yeah. Damn. Oh, I can't believe I forgot about him. Wow, I feel silly.
Yeah, you still got the story to do then.
I know. I don't remember what the next world is.
Part of me thinks that it's Tarzan, but I feel like it's too early for Tarzan. So if it's not Tarzan, then it must be Agrabah.
I could see it being Agrabah. It's a 3-star level. So I could see it either being Agrabah or Tarzan. It's not, I know Nightmare Before Christmas is later.
Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking about how at some point during Wonderland, we had a navigation gummy pop out. And I know that we need to find another one of those. And I kind of remember there being one in Tarzan, but I could be completely wrong.
Well, the navigation gummy one was that one popped out when you beat the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I could not even guess where the next one is going to be.